Books you need to read in your lifetime. There is nothing more serene than curling up with a good book and a swing chair or rocking chair, while letting the book take you on a marvelous journey. And yes, the quality of the book is definitely worth your while. Books are like portable magic that helps the mind travel. The best thing about reading quality books is that they impart wisdom along with serving as excellent companions in your free time. So it is important that you read books that can do both services for you. If you are curious about the books you need to read, at least once in your lifetime, look no further, my friend. Lucky for you, I have come up with a list of books that are must-reads. Before I start, let me remind you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon if you are new to this channel. So journey with me on the list of books that you must read once in your lifetime. Number 1. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. At some point in your life, you must have heard about the American dream, regardless of the fact if you are an American or not. The Great Gatsby is a book that delves into the American dream, unfolding its hidden realities. The protagonist of the book, Jay Gatsby, is a case study of the American dream, the self-made man, the peak of success, and the idea of financial freedom bringing security, freedom, and happiness. The book reveals how these ideals can implode for lesser noble goals. The Great Gatsby is a highly symbolic recreation of 1920s America, particularly the decay of the American dream in the era of material excess. So add this book to your must-reads list, and thank me later. Number 2. Animal Farm by George Orwell. Written by English writer George Orwell, the book takes the form of a fable. It is the story of a group of animals on a farm who rebel against their human farmer to create a society where animals can be free, equal, and happy. Ultimately, the rebellion is betrayed and the farm ends up in a worse state under the dictatorship of a pig named Napoleon. The grand theme of the book is about the capacity of ordinary individuals to continue to believe in revolution after it has been betrayed. Orwell reveals how those in power, Napoleon, and his fellow pigs, twist the democratic promises of the revolution. Animal Farm is indeed a captivating and poignant read. Number 3. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. You probably have heard about the big bad monster Frankenstein, but do you know it is based on a book? Yes, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is a story about a scientist, Victor Frankenstein, who created a freak of nature by experimenting with different body parts from corpses. And do you know that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is frequently cited to be the first science fiction novel? Frankenstein teaches many valuable lessons to its readers, like keeping a check on your ambitions, especially when undertaking a scientific experiment. It also argues about the value of maternal instincts and the consequences of judging a book by its cover. Because of its physical features, the creature becomes a victim of prejudice and mistreatment, even though he only wished for companionship. The book shows that humanity can be shallow since people decide on the basis of physical attributes rather than what resides within. So it is a cautionary tale that warns about the bad endings of some ventures, even if they were started with the best intentions and the noblest of motivations. There is also a subtle message that most of the time, there are consequences to trying to play God. Number 4. Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Lord of the Flies is a story of a group of young boys stranded on a remote island. Eventually, they form groups and develop systems of organization. However, there's no adult to supervise them or any consequences for their actions. The children ultimately become violent and brutal. The story showcases two competing impulses that reside in all human beings: the instinct to follow rules, follow moral commands, and live peacefully, against the instinct to gratify one's immediate desires and act violently to obtain supremacy over others. This book is a classic battle between good and evil within the human world. It showcases the children's capabilities of coping on a deserted island to show how corrupt humans can really be. Number 5. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharron Lechter. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a self-help financial classic. It is one of the best business and financial books that you could ever read. So the book showcases two father figures and the difference in their lifestyles and how those choices can affect your financial status. The book also highlights the importance of cash flow, savings, and investments. The good thing is that it also teaches basic financial education to its readers. For instance, it clarifies the difference between assets and liabilities and the importance of investments. Number 6. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. The Art of War by Sun Tzu is an ancient Chinese military strategy book that is composed of 13 chapters. Each chapter is devoted to a particular war strategy or skill and how it applies to military tactics. Although this book is originally a military book, it has remained relevant over time because the book teaches about strategies and tactics that are not unique to battle. In fact, these tactics can be utilized in many other fields of life. The book contains several subtle and practical strategies that can help you succeed in areas like sports, academics, and business. And do you know that this book has influenced many leaders in the history of mankind? So my advice would be to keep this book on top of your priority list to reap the benefits of Sun Tzu's wisdom in all fields of your life. Number 7. The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. In this book, Charles explains how habits exist and the ways to use them to your benefit. The book highlights the importance of habits and routines for our lives as he argues that habits are the key to success in business, communities, and on a personal level. The book analyzes human nature and takes examples of successful athletes, leaders, and business people. So this book will demonstrate to you how mastering your habits can change your life. Charles Duhigg explains plausible solutions to bad habits, which can be life-changing for you. Yes, you are thinking right. You should certainly give it a read. Number 8. 1984 by George Orwell. Here is another classic from George Orwell. 1984 by George Orwell showcases a dystopian world with no freedom or human rights. The book creates a dichotomy between the elite and the lower class. The protagonist of the book belongs to the elite class and works for the government. His job is to manipulate events and history regularly so that no one knows what truly happened, which is supposed to prevent rebellion from the people. So you have understood the grand theme of the book. It is how the governments control the common masses, the extent to which the people in power showcase selfishness, the power of fake news and propaganda, and how the governments can use them for their own advantage. Number 9. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book is about a young girl's coming-of-age story and a drama about racism and prejudice probing how good and evil can live in a single community or individual. The story revolves around Jenna Louise Scout Finch, who grows from 6 to 9 years old during the novel. She and her brother Jeremy are raised by their widowed father, Atticus Finch. Atticus Finch is a well-known and respected lawyer. To Kill a Mockingbird is an allusion to how innocence, the mockingbird, can be destroyed. The central theme of this tale is how evil can destroy innocence. The book also touches on other vital concepts like not judging a book by its cover, courage, compassion, and tolerance. Number 10. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. This story is about a French doctor, Alexandre Manet's 18 years-long imprisonments in the Bastille, the infamous palace converted into a prison, and his release to live in London with his 18-years-old daughter whom he has never met. The plot is set in the 1700s with the conditions that caused the French Revolution and the Reign of Terror. This book by Charles Dickens also provides insight into the events of history that led to the French Revolution. The book is a beautiful and suspenseful depiction of society's problems at the time. So I would advise you to give it a read in order to learn more about the tumultuous history of 18th century Europe. Number 11. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice follows a chaotic romance between Elizabeth Bennet, the daughter of a country gentleman, and Fitzwilliam Darcy, a wealthy aristocratic landowner. These two must overcome pride and prejudice to fall in love and get married. As a tale of romance and fearless female independence sprinkled with sharp and witty sarcasm, Pride and Prejudice is a bit of a page-turner. So it is no surprise that one of the quickest and surefire ways to learn and broaden your horizons is to read books. Books of great quality help you to improve your worldview by making you a smart person overall. It's a win-win, right? So that was all on the list of must-reads. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I hope to see you soon in my next video.